And welcome everybody to the Mexican Long Hair channel. I am the Mexican Long Hair, MLH as I'm known on the street. Thanks everybody for joining on in live. Very special evening tonight. We're going to have a very candid conversation slash interview with KDot. So get your questions in now. Um, hey, Harry. So we got a few minutes to kind of chop it up before KDot gets on in here. So if you have anything you want to let KDot know, I will be more than happy to ask the question. I've already got one question on in here. What's up, everybody? What's up, Princess? What's up, Dragonette? What's up, Michael? Michael Russell? What's up, Road Dogs? Carol? Shaggy? What is up, my man? Harry? Who else do we have? Jonathan Mazzilli. What is up? Police the Police 719. Realist. What is up? So we're doing a little bit of pre-show. Actually, I was doing this just to be able to kind of test the equipment. I'm doing it in studio instead of out and about. I don't have a webcam, so you guys will not see the sunglasses tonight, except maybe later. So that's a little tease to what's maybe gonna be happening later on tonight. So stay tuned for that. P Vacro, you are Baphomet. Ooh, that's scary. The devil is in chat. I'm so happy you all could be here to join on in. My good friend KDot will be joining us very, very soon. If you hear anything in the background, my apologies in advance because, like I said, I'm in not my normal element. But we're eagerly anticipating the arrival of the man of the hour, KDot, DJ KDot, the party. Jody's in chat. What is up, Jody? Nice to have you in here. Knowledge is power. LA, what's up, my friend? The logo that you guys see on the screen right now was provided by Knowledge. Knowledge, I want to talk to you about a different idea I have for a logo. I'm going to be rotating logos in and out. Broken System, what's up? Nice to see you in chat. Today is all about KDot. We're going to have about a half an hour, 45-minute interview with um, the man of the hour, KDot. Of course, he had his trial last week, which I covered in depth, but we will be talking to the man tonight in his first interview since the aforementioned trial. It should be a rollicking good time. I hope you guys have some questions lined up. Like I said, it's going to be a quick 30-minute, 45-minute interview with KDot, DJ KDot, the party. If you have not subscribed to DJ KDot, the party, which I'm sure you all are anyways, please do so. Maybe just check your subscriptions. Make sure you're subscribed to DJ KDot, the party. If somebody wants to throw a link in, that'd be great. I am happy. What is up, Stephen Mazur? What is up, Russell Sperry? How's it going? Indeed. Um, we're going to have a great time tonight. Should be a really fun interview to do with KDot. Line up your questions. Let me know what you want to know. Carol, what's up? Make sure you let me know what you want me to ask KDot because this is your show too. So, my throat's hurting, guys. I will say that. Um, I will say that. I am not feeling great. I don't have COVID though, which is the good thing. I took a COVID test. I don't have the dreaded C word. I probably shouldn't have said that. They'll probably flag me down. But um, you know, it's one of those deals. Nice to see you all in chat. Again, my guest tonight will be DJ KDot, the party. He will be here probably within the next 5 minutes or so, and then we will have a really good interview, hopefully, with DJ KDot, a very good friend of mine. You guys have seen him on my stream. Yeah, P Vacro. I'm guessing I do have um, a sinus infection. Thanks, Russell. Really appreciate it. I'm on a really good mic right now, so that's probably why I sound better. Ellie, welcome on in. Jack Brown, nice to see you in there, my friend. Hopefully, you're doing good in the southern part of the state. Um, Again, if you're just joining, my guest this evening will be DJ KDot, the party. Check out his YouTube channel if anybody wants to throw his link in there. I'm sure you guys are all sub to him already, but if not, if it slipped through the crack, make sure you definitely sub to DJ KDot, the party. Um, uh, go eat a McDonald's regular cheeseburger that might fix that throat. Actually, I am gonna eat a cheeseburger, even though cheeseburgers really wreck my tummy, Michael. But I'm gonna go eat one at Five Guys. Shh, don't tell anybody. Um, no, I think I do have a sinus infection for sure. But what am I gonna do? I don't have health insurance. So I just gotta kind of write it out. Hopefully, I'll get better. Thank you, Ellie. I really appreciate that. There's a link for DJ KDot if you, in case you have not subscribed. But during the interview, guys, I want to keep links down to a minimum. The only links I want in are DJ KDot's link. Feel free to put in any and all of KDot's links. That would be awesome. Um, let's see, Broken says, "Damn, MLH, your channel is growing faster and faster." I wonder why that is, Broken. Maybe I'm doing fairly good work. Toby Dog, what's up? Nice to see you in there. Again, my guest tonight is going to be the great DJ K. Dot the party. You've seen him on my stream before. He's a advocate, activist, all that stuff. I'll introduce him when he gets on the screen. Gorilla Circle, welcome on in. Glad you could join us. I love your avatar, man. It's got the gorilla, the menacing looking gorilla. Jack, you're very busy with political BS, getting ready for the new season to start next month, working on the abolishment of law enforcement unions permanently. Ooh, that would be great, Jack Brown. That I think that right there is the key to making things a lot better in this country, or at least some things in this country. Harry says my channel is awesome. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and add this gentleman right here to the stream, the man of the hour, DJ K. Dot, the party. Welcome on in, sir. Thank you so much for joining the MLH channel. Let me introduce you properly. K. Dot, of course, is a good friend of mine. He is an activist, a cop watcher, all around good dude. But here he is, DJ K. Dot, the party. If you want to add anything to that, feel free and do so. K. Dot, I know you have many hats like myself, but here is K. Dot. Welcome on in to the MLH channel, K. Dot.
I appreciate you having me, MLH. I appreciate. Thank you very much. I know everybody's been anticipating this interview, and so have I. Uh, but
I'm very
I am
happy.
so happy to be here right now.
Yeah,
So
we're happy to have you, K. Dot. The first question that I got from Chad earlier
okay.
was, uh, how does it to be free, K. Dot? To be free.
Uh, well, that's a great question. Um, when freedom starts in the mind,
Hmm.
it's a freedom is an idea. I feel.
Yeah.
And I've always felt free. Um, I just feel vindicated. I feel justified
Hmm. Hmm.
with the attachment with freedom. So
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
The,
On
the
that.
the the basis for that question, K. Dot, was you had a trial last week. The
I
trial
did.
was for what was the trial charge for?
It was obstruction of a peace officer
Okay. Now I don't
slash
have time to
interference.
don't yeah obstruction and interference. I don't have time to show the video during this
Oh.
interview, but give us a quick rundown of what happened and why you were charged with obstruction.
Well, I apologize. I'm starving. I haven't ate all day.
I haven't
Okay.
either, by the way, so I'll be like that. I'll be I mean, I'm right there with you, man. Right after this, I'm going to eat, man.
um,
No doubt.
yeah. So basically, I saw a citizen as I was writing down Colfax. Um, I forgot where I was coming from, but it was I came from downtown, and I happened to see a patron of mine, and she was surrounded by like three other officers, and which concerned me. You know,
Hmm.
she seemed a bit in distress. Um, and so I parked the car up the street, and I walked to the scene on the sidewalk, and started recording immediately. Um, and what I did was record the vehicles. I always try to record the vehicles and the license plate,
Hmm.
just so I know who I was dealing with and I know what patrol vehicles they were in. It's kind of like the same concept as when a cop does a traffic stop and he puts his fingerprint on the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's a great point. You were definitely concerned. We could definitely tell you were concerned by some of the things that you said to the lady that was sitting on the ground. Are you okay? Is everything okay?
mhm. Yep.
Stuff like that. Real quickly, let's fast forward to a couple of points. Um, you were basically, in my view, KDot, when I saw the video, you were kind of like delayed, like they were looking at something, they were trying, like they were talking to you excessively, I felt, and they kind of surrounded you. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and what happened after that?
Well, I think they used a distracting tactic to try to delay me from filming and all those type of things because obviously they didn't want me out there. And the reason why I say that is because they had whole debriefings on me.
Uh-huh.
And three of the police officers actually admitted that in testimony. Um, whole entire debriefings on little old KDot, and I was definitely a problem to their agency,
Yeah.
um, which was crazy. So I'm just like, okay. So they wanted to just go ahead and delay and distract me, and I'm telling them to leave me alone,
Mm-hmm.
which was really their downfall, really, because they made initial contact with me.
Yeah.
And I encourage any up and coming auditor or cop watcher, never try to engage with them first because then they can use that against you and be like, oh, well, he was messing with us. He came and tried to. No, I just simply was an observer to make sure there was transparency and accountability.
Right.
Now, if I do go up to an officer, it's usually after the incident is done, the traffic stop is done, or the incident, the
I
scene is cleared.
Yeah, we've seen your videos, KDot. You usually ask the questions that I do. Can you tell me what happened here?
Mm-hmm.
Was everybody okay?
Right.
Like just simple questions that the public would like to know. Now let's fast forward a little bit. You get
Right.
arrested for
Right.
obstruction. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
go through that video. If you guys want to check out that video, it's on KDot's channel. But let's get to the trial. Now,
Okay.
what was the verdict? First of all, I think everybody on this channel knows, but for those who don't know, what was the verdict? The final outcome after 7 months of sweating this out, K. Dot.
Yeah.
What was the verdict at trial?
The beautiful outcome of the verdict was not guilty.
I think we all shared in that moment. I did a marathon for you, K. Dot. Somebody in chat said you owe me one for that, but I actually owe you one. So maybe we're even now because you bought me dinner one time, but I
Yeah.
think I more than made up with it with my coverage of the trial. Man, we were all eagerly anticipating. I think I spent 8 hours one day, 7 hours the next, and 6 hours. So it
Mm-hmm.
was eight, seven,
Mm-hmm.
six. But you know, I
You
mean,
were like CNN out there, man.
I
You were
was,
keeping there.
I definitely was.
And
Now, at one
I,
point, somebody in chat, Jonathan Mazzilli, asked, "How did you feel when the judge said we were listening?" Which is an interesting question because at one point, I think it was day two, the judge found out that I don't know if he found out I was live streaming or someone else was live streaming, but they were highly concerned. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
as far as the streaming,
Yeah, when the proceedings were interrupted, when the
mm-hmm.
prosecutor was basically crying about the stream being quote unquote interrupted for publicly streaming your public trial, which it should have been public to begin with. But
It should have been public. It's whoever was streaming is their business. No comment.
okay, let's move on from that. I got another question here that somebody asked. One person, I think it's broken here, says it felt obvious the judge was trying to help the prosecution. How do you
Hmm.
feel about the right to record in courts, and also protecting the right to audio only recording your own hearing?
Well, I think it lacks transparency, and that's what I feel was really the main part of the case because they tried to take that away. Um, the judge, even though I felt he was for the most part, I thought he was a nice gentleman, but I did see bias for sure with the prosecution.
Hmm.
Um,
The the
you know,
part.
when I'm sorry,
Right.
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt you, KDot, but the part
Okay.
that I think concerned a lot of people that were listening in the short amount of time that we had to
Yeah.
listen in on the trial was the fact that everything that the prosecution was objecting to was abstained, and almost nothing that the defense, your lawyer, who we'll talk about in a minute,
Hmm.
Milo Schwab, was
Hmm.
saying was basically strucken down and overruled or all those objections. So
Sure.
do you feel in that manner that the trial was fair?
I said this. You said as if the trial was fixed.
No, if it was fair when it came to the
No,
lawyers. Okay.
absolutely not. Not,
Okay.
and that's why the people always win. Um, if we didn't have a jury trial, I do believe he would have tried to find some loophole to find me guilty.
Yeah, yeah. Here's
Yeah, for
another great
sure.
here's another great question from Ellie in chat. She says, "How concerned were you when the judge said you were not allowed to bring up Elijah McClain or the First Amendment?"
Was I can let's see. I was a big concern, but not as far as my case was concerned. But I was concerned that okay of the corruption.
Okay.
It was a red flag. But
Well,
I knew
right.
I
Well,
knew the wordplay. I knew how to still verbalize my mission statement as far as Elijah McClain goes far as far as
I guess what Ellie is trying to get at, there was one point where they asked you why you did what you do, and I know why
yeah.
you do what you do. KDot,
Hmm.
can you for everybody out there, can you please like make very clear why you cop watch, why you are a fierce advocate of the First Amendment, why you do the things that you do, why you audit, why do
So
you do these things?
yeah, the fight I lit under my ass was Elijah McClain
Yeah,
because it was so close to home and I lived a block. I lived on Dayton. He lived on Colfax, so it was like literally down the street. And yeah, that's it was Elijah McClain, and I expressed that in a lot of my videos. That the reason why I do what I do is because of Elijah McClain, because I don't want another Elijah McClain in my neighborhood. I just don't.
yeah. Now in the trial, they suppressed your ability to talk about. So when they asked you, why do you do what you do? And they don't allow you to talk about Elijah McClain. How do you answer that question honestly, K Dot, when you were in there? How did you, what were you thinking when you were asked that question? I guess is the main crux of what we're trying to get at here.
I think I went along the lines of, you know, there have been in the past that my community has had negative interactions, especially people of color, with police with police in our community.
Hmm.
Because the thing is, he said specifically Elijah McClain. He never stated uh, a generalized idea of why I do what I do.
Hmm.
Because we had negative interactions with our with police officers, had negative interactions with the community. That's the reason why I do what I do.
Yeah. Well,
And I know it was vague, but
it
at
was
the
a
end of the day, I
it,
wanted the jury to know my stance on it.
yeah, it was a brilliant way of getting around not mentioning Elijah McClain, which I thought was absolutely atrocious. I thought it was inappropriate for them to not let you answer very candidly, and
Right.
that's the problem that people in chat were having. That's the problem I was having.
Hmm.
We were all commenting on it. How are you supposed to? But I think you did a really, really great job of getting around that and answering truthfully and honestly.
Yeah.
Without mentioning Elijah McClain.
Yeah.
Jamie Todd asked you, KDot, will your trial shape the future for present auditors?
I believe so. I believe so because, especially, um, because now people won't be so hesitant to come to Aurora to film police because now, um, my trial is Aurora municipal case law.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
that's a big standpoint to leave us alone. And
yeah,
I think that was the major weight that I was holding on because we have auditors come in and visit all the time, and I didn't want them to get the um, impression that Aurora was off limits.
yeah,
And the thing is, I feel Aurora is the most corrupt police department in Colorado, and you cut the head off, the body dies.
yeah,
So I had to face the biggest bully, and that was Aurora.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now I think we've made it comfortable enough for people to be recorded.
Yeah.
Uh, Police.
I was gonna say, K Dot, you and I are
Mhm.
probably the two mainstays in Aurora that I can think of. You and I
Yep.
do more in Aurora than I think anybody in the Denver metro area by far. And it was important for you, but it was also important for me. I'm in Aurora almost every
Mhm.
day. Um,
Yep.
so so I do think it was important. Gorilla Circle says, "Did you bond out?" I'm going to go ahead and answer that. He was never. I mean, did you bond out, K Dot?
I had a PR bond.
Okay, yeah, personal
Yeah, that's
recovery.
what I had.
Okay,
Yeah. But for Aurora, I had a PR bond for the Denver uh, bogus ass warrant,
yeah,
but I never was for Aurora. I was never given a bond. I don't. I think they just held me in the cell and then transferred me.
yeah. Road Dogs asked, "Did you ever get to tell the jury after the trial why you do it? Why you're out there auditing?" Was ever a moment where you actually got to say, I do this for Elijah McClain, or was it just they let the jury out and you didn't get a chance to really say what you wanted to say?
Yeah, it kind of let the jury out, and I didn't really um, get the chance to meet with them. But if I ever get the chance to meet with them, I would thank them heavily and let them know that they're the real heroes.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, like I said, the people always win.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
Michael Russell asked, why did they erase the defendants, which in this case would be the evidence? I did they erase any of your evidence, KDot? Your phone evidence, anything of that nature, or
Um,
did they prevent you from bringing any of your evidence into the proceedings?
well, it's crazy. You said, well, the cell phone evidence, no, they did not erase anything on my cell phone, which is very surprisingly. And I think was the reason because of that I went live. It'd be pointless to do that. Um, but I do feel that they did erase my body cam because when I went to go put the what is that called?
The button,
The
the
I
the
don't want to say
card,
memory card, but
yeah, the memory card or
yeah, I
the
put that in the computer and
storage.
it was not there was no footage.
Wow. So you have a feeling that they may have messed with that footage. That's
Correct.
super
Correct.
interesting.
And they
Uh,
turned and they actually in one of the body cams they turned I believe it was Jeffrey Chamberlain's body cam, Officer Chamberlain's body cam. They turned my body cam off. You'll actually see it.
wow. They actually turned that off. Are they?
hmm
Wow. That's interesting. That's very
Yeah,
interesting. Jadon. I'm not going to
and,
talk to
and and not only that, um, we found out later in the case something about a 911 call, but we
you. Really?
never had that in discovery. So
Hmm.
I'm a little suspicious because they had it because they said they claimed to say they didn't have my cell phone footage in the discovery, but we didn't have their 911 call. And I'm just like, well, what 911 call? I didn't even know there was a 911 call.
Right. That's interesting.
So
Nobody knew about that. I mean, we none of
yeah,
us knew about that. So that's kind of revelatory. Jonathan asked, "Will this change the way you audit in the future?" K dot.
this change the way I audit in the future? No,
Yeah, I
I
think I agree.
probably. I think I mean a lot of this is probably the most cuss words I've ever used in the audit ever.
I've talked to you about that, K dot. Off
Right. I
for
dropped
sure.
a lot of f bombs and all those type of things. And again, I always state I feel that I am the sparring partner to the
Hmm.
police because I'm getting them ready for a championship match and it's against their egos.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm going to say some things they might not find tasteful. They might find actually distasteful, actually.
Do you
But
do you think that affects the way a jury really thinks in the end, K dot? Do you think that that may sway a jury if you are using foul language, which obviously is protected speech and
mhm,
perfectly allowed and should not have been even entered into evidence? Basically, do you feel that if it is
yeah,
entered into evidence, that it could sway a jury in a disfavorable fashion?
I don't believe in a criminal case because they're gonna focus on the law, you know.
Yeah.
And we did really good as far as picking having a hands on approach in the jury selection. Uh, and if you got a really you got a good attorney, and you pay attention to verbiage. Um, and the thing was, I wasn't really too worried because at the end of the day, it was as a leave me alone, go back to doing your job. It wasn't as I just came up to the scene and started cussing at everybody because that's not my intention. My intention is to be an observer to make sure uh, everybody, including the police, leave the scene safely. And you'll notice that each and every traffic stop that I have, everybody leaves the scene safely.
Right.
Now I might get arrested, but but that's okay. That's part of the gig. So
Yeah.
long as the scene is safe for everybody to leave safely, then I did my job.
Right.
So
I feel the same way. I really do. I tend to have a less aggressive nature, and some people have told me, "Why aren't you more aggressive?" But my style works for me. Your style works
right,
for you,
right.
and it seems to be working out very good for for both of us. So,
And the thing
um,
is, I'm just honest and direct. I
right,
don't I just cut to straight to the point. I don't do the whole, you're not gonna insult my intelligence and cops flame me to death. I'm gonna just be like, look, dude, I don't want to hear that shit.
right,
Like,
right,
I'm just direct.
right.
Let's get to the point. So
Our guest tonight is KDot, DJ KDot, the party. He has a channel on YouTube that you may or may not be familiar. I'm sure everybody's in the chat is familiar, but if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. Road Dog asks, "Does the jury know of your channel, or have you seen any new subs that might have been on the jury?" I think
mm.
that's a facetious question, but
I think that's a great question. I don't know if the jury has my channel. Um, uh, they hopefully they check it out. I'm sure they were probably laughing in their heads like, "Oh, this dude is a trip."
I mean,
Um,
all of us were when we were watching that video, K Dot. It was actually amazing. I got to give somebody a shout out. I don't know if he's in chat right now, but Sasquatch did a great job of doing the technical side of things when I was covering things and pulling up videos so everybody could kind of watch the interaction that you had and everything else. So shout out to him.
I
Um,
appreciate you, Sasquatch.
yeah.
Thank you.
He has a great channel, Kate. You got to check it out. Maybe you can be a guest someday on his channel because he does a really good job. He highlights other channels, and that's my quick plug.
Yeah.
Jonathan asked, "Did you tell them to like, share, and subscribe on the way out?"
I did not. I didn't. I did. I really wanted to. I was just so excited just to not look at another damn courtroom. Um, I wanted to get the fuck out of there, man. I was just
Oh
like,
man. Well, that's
and
the
not
kind
only
of
that, I wanted to see your face, man. I wanted to see your faces. You did such a great job covering my story authentically, and
well. I mean, nobody else was going to cover it, my man. I mean, do you think CNN was going to be out there, or any of the local stations? Were they gonna do that? I mean, honestly, man, I knew this was an important case, and I knew that we needed to be there to support. And I had no idea it was going to be a 3 day trial. Which let me talk a little bit about that, K. Dot. Uh,
right.
did you ever expect it to go 3 days?
No,
And not only three
absolutely.
days, not only
It
three
usually
days.
doesn't.
Yeah, right. What's normal for these cases? Maybe 2 days, right?
I think my attorney had stated a day and a half tops, maybe 2 days, but 3 days. That shit was just. And the thing was, it wasn't on our part. It was the prosecution was delaying, and then he would complain. Well, I have a child that I have to attend to and make sure Well, motherfucker, you the one who's delaying shit. Like, and he was really trying to hammer that by me cussing or possibly, calling a grown woman a little girl was violent language.
I know,
And I'm just
I
like, where
know.
the fuck did you get your degree from, dude?
We
Like,
we heard some of that, but let's talk. Did do you think your lawyer did a good job in combating some of that, K. Dot?
I do. I
Okay,
do.
let's talk a little bit about your lawyer. Your lawyer's name
Yeah.
and what he does and how he came to represent you.
So his name is Milo Schwab. He's actually watched my channel a few times, and he is also one of the attorneys that helped with I believe, helped with the new law as far as the reform law that we have, as far as no qualified immunity. So he's the. This is him here. That's his. Somebody can write that down in the chat.
Yeah, if you're
Shout out to him.
yeah, if you're looking for
Um,
attorney. an attorney in the Denver metro area, Milo Schwab, will definitely help you out if it has to do with the type of stuff we're talking about tonight.
Right. Right. And yeah, so he reached out to me. He said, I want to represent you. I'm like, great, and we went from there. And he knew that he um could win this. And what I really liked about what I loved about Milo Schwab, it was that he didn't want a cheerleader.
Hmm.
He had me and the paralegal there. He said, I want you to be honest with me. I don't need a cheerleader. I need you to be honest with me. If I'm fucking up, let me know I'm fucking up.
Hmm.
If I need to, or if I'm a little too aggressive, just let me know. Because he said, I just want to get better and better and better and better. And so his passion was definitely there, and I appreciate him for that, man. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Again, our guest is DJ KDot, the party. Real quickly in chat, I'm not allowing links in tonight because it's KDot's interview, and I want the focus to be on KDot. So if the mods periodically want to put KDot's channel in there, feel free. So please, nobody take it personal. This is KDot's night. It was a fantastic victory last week. Creole asked, was your YouTube channel mentioned during the trial?
mm, yes, it was. It was.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Briefly. So
Yeah. Jamie Todd asked, does the trial results make you feel more confident in what you do and knowledge of your abilities to fight corruption?
absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
Read if there are any Flexes in chat. What's up, Flex? Nice to see you in there. We're
Flex, shout
talking.
out Flex.
Yeah, we're talking about DJ KDot's trial last week for obstruction. It ended up being a 3 day trial, which normally takes about a
Mhm.
day and a half, max
Easily.
2 days. Which is why honestly, KDot, I think the fact that it went 3 days long tells you a lot. It tells you, I think, that the prosecution was desperate to get this victory, and B, I think it also tells you that this was an important trial in itself. I asked
Hmm.
Milo the question right after the trial verdict of not guilty if this would set precedent, and he was hesitant to say that. But you mentioned something earlier that it's now case law in the municipal court, and that
Yeah.
will give the DA pause the next time one of us gets arrested for doing what you did out there.
Yeah, they'll definitely take a second look. They'll definitely have to do their homework for sure. They
Mhm.
can't take this, and I think that's what they did. I think they failed to do their homework, and they thought, "Oh, he'll plea," and
Yeah.
no, they failed to really research. And if I was the prosecuting attorney, I wouldn't have took this case. I said this is a waste of time. Well, this will be a lawsuit.
It looks like it did
So
take waste. It does seem like a waste of time in retrospect, does it not?
right,
Not. Um,
right.
you just mentioned something. You mentioned something about a civil lawsuit. Is there a potential civil lawsuit that's going to be filed in the near future?
Yes. So if you guys can, in the near future, I will be posting the GoFundMe on my community page and probably in my descriptions here. I would love you guys to support. It's 400. It's $400 to a filing fee. So if you guys can help me out with that, that'd be great. So we can get the sooner we can get that started, the sooner we can get this trial, this the civil trial litigation to get
What
started.
we're
And I would love for you to cover that too as well.
I do you know I'll be
MLH.
there, K-Dot. I'm I'm always going to be there for you. There's certain people that
Yeah.
I'm going to be down there covering 719's trial starting
Yeah.
January 28th. So you guys could look forward to that. Now, I did tell 719 that if it's a 3-day deal, well, it's Colorado Springs, so it's a lot different story. And I drive a Prius, so but I will be there day one of PTP's Police the Police trial. Question in chat from Cubert. KDot, what were you thinking when the prosecutor asked to go home early on day 2?
I thought he was a fucking joke. Um, because he's the one who delayed it the most. We could have been out of there. Um he was just trying to, I don't know, buy some more time. I feel it was another delaying tactic. I think he was just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. On the third day, this question is from Ellie. When they changed
hey
courtroom,
Ellie,
did you know that it was because of the live stream?
say that one more time. I'm sorry.
On the third day, when they changed courtrooms, did you know
Mhm.
it was because of the live stream?
No, I think okay, so it was excuse me. I don't think it was because of the live stream. I think it was because we were in Division 6. Division 6, I think it was just the last portion of it. Like, okay, you still want to proceed with this trial? Yes. Okay, cool. You're going to be in Division 1. Division 1 is where we did the jury selection. But the to hear in on the trial, it was actually Division 5.
Hmm.
So I don't think it had anything to do with the stream to my knowledge. I don't believe
Yeah,
so.
there was mass confusion day 3, KDot,
Yeah.
where you were, how people could listen on in. So that's what I mean. I had to basically guess what was going on in the first
Hmm.
part of it, but eventually we got some really nice reporting into the chat by Dragonette and Ellie and Carol and some other people in there that were there in support. Ellie says Milo was really hot. Okay.
Milo's a popular guy. Um, uh, I'm sure he's very flattered. He is married though. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Well, one can always wish, right?
Right.
That's the way it is.
Mhm.
East Los Audit says, "Are you plan? We already covered that, East Los. Are you planning on suing? There will be a case filed very soon. We're going to
Mhm.
get KDot's $400 that he needs to file that lawsuit. Let me see if
Yeah,
there's
so
any.
I will have that on GoFundMe, and it's specifically for the legal fees
Yeah.
to
Harry
file
said,
that. So I would appreciate that if you guys help
Harry
me.
Nuts. Harry Nuts in chat says he will help out. So
Thank
gonna
you, not Harry, not I.
I
I
love
just
saying
noticed
Harry's
that.
name. Yeah. Let me see if there's
Thank you,
anything
Harry. I
else
appreciate
here.
you.
And then I got one really, really pointed question that I want to ask you before we
Hmm.
get off the air here, KDot. Let me see if there's anything that I can ask in here. Oh, Broken has a question here. What was the max sentence for obstructing your charge in Colorado?
A year.
1 year. Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
1 year and
and
2,500, 2,500,
2300
20 2,300.
$2,300 fine, which is crazy.
That
It's
is really,
absolute
really crazy.
insane.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Um, okay, so the last question I have for you, and you got to think about this one really, really hard, Kate. I want you
okay,
to like really, really think about this.
okay.
Who is the hottest auditor in the world of auditing? Like the best looking auditor out of everybody, of
Out
all
of
the auditors.
everybody,
Yeah. Male wise, I'm not talking females, I'm talking males. Who do you think is the
male,
best auditor?
male wife. No comment.
No comment. We
I
got to
don't.
get
I
an
don't.
answer from you, man.
I
I
don't
asked
look
this
at.
to everybody.
Man, I don't look
Come
at
on,
dudes,
Data.
man.
Okay, I'll be a little bit easier on you. Female auditor. Who is your okay? Here's a better question.
Okay.
Who is your favorite auditor out there? Male
My
or
my My favorite auditor is News Now, South Carolina,
News Now, South Carolina. Okay.
without a doubt. That is
Uh,
my very favorite auditor.
all right. Here's a question for you: MLH, Broken, KDot, or Grandma? This comes from Broken.
MLH, Broken, KDot, or Grandma. What is it? What's this is in reference to?
I just put that up there, man. I mean, I don't know if he's talking best looking or best auditor out of the four, or what he's talking about. I know the answer to all these questions. I just like to ask them to others. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know, man. Grandma.
Grandma's, I mean, she's up there, man. I mean,
I
you,
don't
you
know. I think grandma. I think grandma tops us all, man. I think. I can't wait till she comes to the hot tub time machine. That's gonna be woo.
Oh man, yeah. For those not in the know, Flex will, AKA Grandma, will be in the hot tub
That's gonna
at
be
some point in
interesting.
the future. So,
That's going to
um,
be interesting.
is there anything that you want to plug or any shout outs you want to give before we end this interview, K Dot?
Yes, please go. Well, first of all, my attorney Milo Schwab. Um, Shout out to him. His number is 303-888-4407, and he is a heaven sent of an attorney, and I appreciate him 100%. I love you, Milo, and I feel that you helped save my life, um, and save my rights. So I appreciate you for that. Also, go to my channel, DJ KDot the Party. I would love your subscription. I would love your support, and I'd like to shout out my mama. Like to shout out my dad. My siblings, my two my two little sisters, and my little brother, man, and I appreciate y'all. And yeah, so I just love you guys, and I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate that. So thank you. That's the shout
East,
out.
real quick, East Los Audits is
Oh,
asking.
and shout out MLH too. That's a handsome guy right there. That's a
Oh
handsome
man.
guy.
Well, I mean, the handsome thing. I was voted. Listen, Kate. In all honesty, I was voted the second best looking auditor, which is good for me. I mean,
That's pretty good.
feel really good about that out of like 25 auditors. But there are some quick questions here. East Los Audit says, "Are you planning on travel? He wants you to go to LA. Are you planning on doing any audits out of the Denver metro area?"
um, I would love to. I would love to, but stuff like that costs money. So you send me a ticket, I'm there, man. Send me a ticket. East Los Audits, I would love to audit with you, man. You got some great content, man. Shout out to you. And and if you don't mind, Mexican long hair, um, can I answer the question who's the best female auditor? I
Yeah, why
think
not? Why not?
I would say I think I would say Acra Amanda.
Well, she did win the
She's
poll. She
oh
did win
okay.
the poll.
Well,
So,
I see now. She's a cutie. She's a
all right,
cutie.
knowledge is power says, who
Um,
was the presiding judge?
the presiding judge, Judge Day, Judge fucking Day.
Yeah.
We I honestly I thought he was going to. He was actually in Division 6, and I thought he was gonna uh oversee the trial. I thought he was going to be the judge on my trial, and me and Milo were prepared to have him recused, and um, because me and him have history, because I tried recording in the municipal courthouse, and we had several meetings about the situation as far as me recording, and he didn't want us recording. So he's kind of on my shit list. Uh, as far as, and let me be clear, because I don't want people to think I'm threatening him or anything like that. Which I mean, as far as he's on my shit list, as far as of a piece of shit that he would restrict my and others' First Amendment rights to record a public building. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Okay, that's gonna just about do it. Again, this is DJ KDot the party. He's got a great channel. His channel's blowing up, guys. Just head on over there if you haven't subscribed to DJ KDot the party's channel. KDot, it was a pleasure talking to you as always, my friend. Hopefully, we'll get you um, to get into the hot tub, man. Speaking of hot
yeah,
tub, before I leave, right? Before we,
yes,
I got. I mean, this intro's an outro that I got is awesome. I use it on my other show, but I thought it was really appropriate tonight. It's fantastic. But hot tub tonight, guys. Depending on when Bernie gets out of work tonight, so look forward to
ooh
that. We're gonna have to get KDot into the hot tub to do his version of Bernie's. How do you say it? Little. She gets really excited, so she wants to get everybody recorded doing her
okay,
doing your version of that. Anything else you
okay.
want to say
It's
before?
steamy in there, man. I'm
Oh
telling
man,
you, that's,
the hot tub has been bleached and acid washed and all that stuff. So just
I
letting
mean, it's so
everybody know.
steamy. It'll clear your nasal passageway, man. You clear your sinuses. I
Yes.
mean,
Also, real quickly, another. I know I said no links, but Flex always gives me a link, so make sure you put Flex's channel in there, which Ellie did. Make sure you donate. Flex is a veteran, needs our help, so make sure you do that.
yeah,
KDot's going to need our help, and I'll make a big push for that as well with his civil case ongoing. KDot, it was always a pleasure. Really appreciate you joining the show. Thank you, everybody in chat, and I really appreciate you, KDot, man. You're an awesome human being, and I hope you keep continuing to do what you do, and even bigger now that you have had a victorious, in my opinion, landmark case in Aurora Municipal Court. So,
I
uh,
appreciate that, and we're going to do some more stuff together. And it's always a pleasure recording with you. And we now it's time to even go harder.
damn right. On that note, thanks everybody for joining. Really appreciate you. And on that note, I think that's a great note to end. Later, everybody. Hey, Kata, you still there?
I'm still here, buddy.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. It was awesome. Everybody in chat, Road Dogs, Kenny, Harry, Kentucky, Qbert, Heather, Jonathan, Michael Russell, Dragonet, Broken, Jen Wow was in there, Flexure Freedoms, our good friend Flexure Freedoms. Oddity in Arkansas was in there. Well, thanks for joining, my friend. I'm sorry I didn't get to all your questions, but we kind of had to condense this because we want to let this man eat and relax. Road Dog, East Los Artist. Um, I'm losing my voice, K Dot. Who else we got here? TK Teller Mac, welcome or thank you for joining. Everybody else that I missed, thank you guys so much. K Dot, we'll be talking soon, my friend.
Always, brother. Always.
All right, my man. Great interview. Thanks, everybody. Later.